I was originally going to do a video on Creator Clash 3, how it fell apart, why it's not coming back, all that, but honestly, that event is just a symptom of something much deeper. Today we're talking about the deteriorating marriage of Ian and Anisa Jomha, better known as Idubbbz and the woman who now seems to run his entire life. These two might just be the most dissected couple on YouTube, not because people are nosy, but because Ian was once a giant in this space. People care about what's happening to him, and the sad part? Everyone can see he's suffering, but only he, or, well, maybe Anisa, can put a stop to it. Let me say something most guys won't admit out loud, even though it's kind of like an open secret at this point. We know what no coochie does to a man. It rewires your brain. See some TNA while ordering your coffee and boom, you're already imagining a house, a dog, and a retirement plan. But worse than no coochie, getting just a crumb of it, even a morsel, and letting it take over your whole personality. Some guys become proud of it, others become obsessed. For Idubbbz, it became a form of emotional captivity. Ian was a virgin before Anisa, and when he finally got laid, he latched on, not just physically, but emotionally. That's not inherently bad if the relationship is healthy, balanced, and mutual, but what we've seen over the years is far from that. There's a reason we talk about the honeymoon phase. It's part of the relationship where everything feels perfect, but eventually, things settle, and that's entirely normal. What's not normal is what we've seen with Anisa. She doesn't just talk down to Ian, she does it publicly, on streams, on podcasts, with full confidence, and Ian just takes it. He nods, he smiles, he laughs nervously, because deep down, I believe he thinks he doesn't deserve better.
And he still would have lost to Dr. Mike even if he could breathe and didn't have fractured shins.
Start making money again, so
Maybe
yeah.
explain why you cried, because I feel like people might be kind of curious.
Well,
about
yeah.
it.
Yeah, someone
man.
said
Jump scare.
pick 3 words to describe your fashion, and that's like how you can like work on your fashion. So you like whatever 3 words work for you. So for Ian, for example, like I would say trashy or trailer park would be one. Like untucked or like a bit unorganized and like simple, right?
White.
Well, that goes with trailer trash.
Okay.
But like there's 3 descriptions.
That no one else would want him. So she pushes it. She tells him how to dress, how to speak, who to associate with. Every part of his personality now seems to be filtered through Anisa's approval. And the tragedy? She still doesn't seem satisfied. No matter what this poor bastard does, she will never be happy with him. If you want a moment that perfectly encapsulates how far this has gone, it's this. Ian didn't go to Max Mofo's wedding, one of his oldest friends. Why? Because Anisa had a tattoo appointment. Let that sink in. Joji, aka Filthy Frank, who's arguably got one of the busiest schedules in entertainment, made it to the wedding in fucking Australia. But Ian didn't, because of a tattoo appointment.
Yeah, I talked to Max about the wedding situation. When he was first fucking sending out invites, I was like really uncertain of how that was going to work out because I had some kind of important plans here in the States. So we went a month earlier to kind of, give him and Kat our well wishes. That's why I was in Australia, and it's kind of also why we didn't do cold ones, is because he was ramping up for his wedding stuff.
And he didn't push back, he didn't try to go. That's how far removed he's become from his own circle. Now, weddings can honestly serve as reunions for friend groups in a way that can sort of act like watershed moments. It's good to see friends you maybe haven't seen in years, and considering how much personal history Max, Chad, George, and Ian have, this could have really been a touching moment, but nah, man. The tattoo appointment got in the way. While we're on the topic of Max and Chad, there's his Cold Ones appearance. The reunion people have been waiting for. Max and Chad always bring out the best in guests, but this time, Ian looked like he barely even knew them. Awkward body language, nervous energy, detached answers. He wasn't Idubbbz, he was someone else. And the comments section noticed. It's really telling when the Cold One set looks like the most pure unhinged fun one can have, and you're there looking like you're a few steps away from the electric chair. It looks like Ian is worried to say something his handler wouldn't like, and then subsequently be shit on some more. It's not like Max and Chad are problematic. I'd say Cold Ones as a show kind of keeps them restrained from being overtly hostile in a non-PC way. But whatever, man. Don't want to, upset the handler. Now here's where we start getting into speculative but not unreasonable territory. There's a long-standing rumor that Anisa gets her hair cut multiple times a week by a hairdresser who also happens to be a boxer, makeup artist, fucking astronaut, you get the picture, and someone who reportedly she fawns over. If you've seen King of the Hill, tell me this doesn't scream John Redcorn. Whether that's true or not, that's more interesting because Anisa was never into boxing. Until this guy, suddenly. She's suggesting that Ian gets into boxing. That evolves into Creator Clash, which gives her a professional excuse to stay close to that circle, including her, fascination.
I feel like I speak too much for you. Like in this,
I don't think so. You know me better than like I think it's a weird.
So now Ian's in the ring getting the shit beaten out of him by guys Anisa may or may not be simping for, and you start to wonder, is this a passion project or is this some kind of humiliation kink? I don't fucking know. Let's not forget about the OF saga. There's an unconfirmed but widely circulated claim that Anisa wanted to quit OF after a few months, and Ian allegedly told her, "You said you'd do it for a year." If true, that adds another level of complexity. Is Ian now complicit in his own humiliation? Or was that him trying to keep her, hoping she wouldn't leave if he didn't support her choices? It all points to the same conclusion, though. Ian will bend himself into whatever shape Anisa wants just to keep her around, even if that shape is a hollow shell of the person he used to be. Well, now we've reached the end of the line, and realistically, there's only 3 paths ahead for Ian and Anisa, probably. Path number 1, Ian stays. He continues being the emotional and professional doormat Anisa walks all over. He isolates further, maybe disappears completely. He lives for her, and only her, because that's all he knows now. This is most likely the path we'll be on for the foreseeable future. Path number 2, once Anisa's done draining every drop of status, money, and self-worth out of Ian, she divorces him. Ian begs, she either takes him back with more control or leaves and takes everything. And when Ian hits true rock bottom, he'll either wake up and rebuild, or he'll sink into the belief that he was only worth something when he was still with her, or rather, she was with him. Path number 3 is the one that everybody wishes Ian takes. Ian grows a sack. He puts his foot down and tells Anisa to treat him better or else he's leaving. This path offers a few arcs, but again, it's speculation. Anisa can now use this as confirmation that her trailer park husband with a goofy-sounding last name is everything she said about him, thus hijacking the narrative to make it about herself, which we all know she wanted anyway. Ian can either back down, apologize, and put the humiliation collar back on, or he can say that her treatment of him is too much and he leaves her. What follows after that is hard to predict because Ian is already emotionally vulnerable and dependent on Anisa, and might just go back to her after the split, or he can stay the course to redemption, mending fences and the like with his friends and wider community. This isn't just about a failed event or a rocky relationship. This is about a man who once stood tall in the YouTube community being broken down piece by piece in full view of everyone, and we're watching it happen in real time. To Ian, if you ever see this, know this. People are worried about you and your well-being. When people say they miss the old Idubbbz, they're talking about the pure Idubbbz, the one that wasn't afraid to say or do anything, the Idubbbz that felt like a friend you cared about, the Idubbbz that had life in his eyes. If being your most authentic self is problematic to your new community, then maybe it's not the right community for the person you've become.